Hi, I am wanting to share with you some things that I hope will help you find the calm within yourself through this storm. Political, economic, social, health, the dark night of the soul, whatever, all of these, and then some. So, I'm going to share with you some suggestions I have for how to stay centered and grounded and connecting to something important to you, and some things that I'm doing. And I will be sharing more of these as the Spirit moves me, in the hopes of your being able to come out of this crisis inside and outside feeling well, and also feeling proud of who you are right now, and any difference that you're making in your family, with yourself first, in your family, and any broader context that is appeals to you. I think it's, for me, it's really important who I'm being as right now, as much as I possibly can put my whole heart into it. That's what I'm doing. And so I'd like to support you in doing that too, if that's something that you want. I'm Wendy Yellen. I do a process, very unusual process called eidetic imagery, which, for those of you who have been my clients or are currently a client, there you have lots of resources from me, and there are also many, many, many free resources online on YouTube, for example, and you can reach them through my Facebook page. So there are many resources in the eidetic mode that'll be available to you, but this is more on a global general direction of what I am thinking about and how I'm addressing, especially fear. So to stay healthy inside and out, obviously, one of the most important things we can do is to take care of ourselves. And how to do that? Well, the fear that can be so easy to catch. It's really, there are several kinds of contagion out there right now, and fear is one of the very powerful ones. The more we can stay inside in terms of centered and collected and thoughtful, then the less heat we'll have in our body, which of course is completely unhealthy, and in our minds. And you can find all kinds of evidence for this in Ayurvedic medicine and much more than that. Inflammation and heat goes together with disease. Now, if you're into meditating or anything along those lines, you know that the thoughts run rampant and the monkey mind always tries to take over. That is another kind of heat. So for my perspective, what I'm doing is I'm really noticing what heats me up, what gets me going, what takes me into the contagion of fear mode. I'm noticing it as quickly as I can, and then I'm going back to my own personal practices that help center me. I'll go into that more in a bit. So it's catching how fast I'm going into the mass hysteria and contagion, and then coming back to me. Now I'll preface this, or I should have prefaced it before, with be informed, follow good practices, and to my mind, don't join in the herd of panic. The more that we are able to stay centered, calm, cool, and informed, thoughtfully informed, the more that centeredness will be able to reverberate out and support other people, close to us and then further and further out, to also connect with that part of them that knows how to do this. So it's critically important for our own mental health, for physical health in terms of the COVID-19. It has several other names right now. And just generally physical and mental health. So one of the things that will help you with the physical health is to stay out of the fear, out of the agitation, out of the herd mentality, because your system will be able to work. So this is what I'm thinking. It's almost like we've shifted into another alternate reality where our lives right now are on a different trajectory. There's going to be a lot more space, literally and emotionally and physically, for people. We're going to have a lot more time for a little while, more space mentally to collect ourselves. We'll have that opportunity right now, most likely through whatever's going to happen in the next few weeks. Some of the people around the world, some of you are already having that space. So it's an opportunity to really tune in to yourself without the fear, without the overheatedness, and really discover what is being asked of you. What's being asked of you in terms of your own safety, your own health, physical health, mental health. What's being asked of you in this alternate reality now to be, to do or to be in the world? Can you listen and then act on what's being asked, how you're being directed, how you're being guided, if you will? You can't hear that stuff if you're agitated. So for me, what is really important to me is to be able to hear what's being asked of me as best I possibly can, and then to be able to act on it, being careful to be clear of anything other than the purity of what I understand might be being asked of me in any given moment. And you can do that too. So a couple things that I've been doing, and a lot of these things you can see, many people are recommending them. I've been doing them myself, and it has been helping. So number one, definitely noticing your breathing and taking deeper, longer, thoughtful breaths. Sometimes that's not going to be enough. You're going to still feel like you're in a panic, but start there. It's small. It's simple. It seems like, oh yeah, everybody's saying that. However, I have been doing it, and it is helping. I've also been doing some different aspects of breathing, but just you need to find what's right for you. That's number one. Number two, I'm using every tool I have to stay present, grounded, and connecting to source, supreme reality, whatever you call, what some call God, or whatever belief you have in any kind of larger truth or depth or heart. So for me, that means I'm using my eidetic images a lot. If you have been or are a client, anything you can do to stay watching any eidetic image is going to take you out of the overheated mind and put you into a different place. And if you haven't been a client and aren't a client, go to the free resources. As I said, there's so many. Or use your own tools. But what's so important from the neurological pathway point of view, the Grand Canyon of what, as one of my clients calls it, of our pathways of habit, which right now, if you have a really negative pathway of habit of going into the fear, into the contagion of the fear, then we need repeated turns. We need repeated turns into another pathway over and over and over again because we've got this one pathway that's so strong, the Grand Canyon, let's say, of fear and contagion. And because so many other people have it, our mirror neurons are reflecting that too. So instead of going this way, it's really, really important to repeatedly go this way, even if just for short times. I do my images for 90 seconds in the morning, and then I do them throughout the day too, especially lately. So there's so much you can do to bring that calm, collected presence to yourself. And in my mind, it's essential. If you're not doing that, then you're racing with the herd to the end of the cliff and jumping off. And the more people that don't do that, and the more people that keep finding our way through this in a different way, that will ripple out. That will help so many, first ourselves, and then our family, and then so many others, if that's what we want. I'm looking at my notes to see what else I want to say to you. I'm going to say something. I hesitated about doing this, but when I was a little girl, there was a movie. Honestly, I think it was Pollyanna, which I hesitate to say. But anyway, and I remember one phrase from this movie that has stayed with me since I was a little kid. I'm not the kind of person that memorizes poems or memorizes anything, but this one must have really taken hold. And it was, those who are cast into a furnace of affliction are either burnt to ashes or refined to gold. Maybe it's from the Bible. I don't know, because I don't know the Bible. But those who are cast into a furnace of affliction are either burnt to ashes or refined to gold. I believe this is us being thrown into a furnace of affliction. And so when you come out on the other end, which most of us will, and you look back, what's going to stand out about how you're being right now, and who will you be at that point? And what will have happened inside of you that will really make this current alternate reality of great, great benefit to you and to the world. I hope this video has been helpful to you. I will be back, and I hope that you will take this to heart and do everything you can to stay out of the fear, out of the heat, down into the heart in as real a way as you know right now. All right. I wish you well inside and out.